We are back with Greensboro recycling and waste reduction educator Masey DeMoss, and she's answering your recycling questions. All right, we got a bunch. This person says, can you recycle wrapping paper and tissue paper?
Okay, so tissue paper, definitely a no. That's not recyclable. Put that in the trash or reuse it. You can save and reuse it. Wrapping paper as a blanket statement, we say no because a lot of times it has foil and glitter and things like that on it. Some wrapping papers are recyclable, but if it has glitter or foil, anything, throw that in the trash.
All right, the next question is, how do you dispose of dead batteries like AA's or whatever?
Okay, yeah, so batteries, save them up and take them to EcoFlow. It's on 2750 Patterson Street. They're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 8 to 2.
And it's free for Greensboro residents. Now, for folks who are
Guilford County
outside of that area, oh, Guilford County too, okay.
Yeah, Guilford County residents. And you can also take any electronics, like your Christmas lights, maybe if they went out, you can't use them anymore. Anything that has a plug or a cord, you can take that there as well with hazardous chemicals too.
Okay, so if you got a brand new TV and you're chucking the old TV, you should take it to the household hazardous waste.
Yes.
Okay, someone's asking, is there a good place to take the old Christmas trees if you don't want to put it on the side of the road to be picked up and like leaving it there? Can they actually take it somewhere to be recycled?
So if you're talking about an artificial tree, you could always donate it to any donation center, like a Salvation Army, Goodwill, any place that takes donations. They may want to take it and resell it or give it to someone. But if it's a real tree, you can just put it on the curb with a yard waste pickup, or you could take it to the White Street landfill composting facility to drop off. But then
White Street landfill composting facility. That would be the one place that you could take it if you didn't want to put it on your curb. All right, this next one is, how do you recycle old medicine?
Okay, so old medicine just in general is separate from the recycling that the city does, really. There are drop-offs around the county, around the city, that you can take old prescription medicine to drop off, but that's not something you're going to put in your recycling bin for sure.
Someone's asking, can you recycle magazines and catalogs?
Yes, you can. Totally put those in your recycling cart. Magazines and catalogs are totally fine.
Okay. This person says they moved into a house in December and the old people left them bottles of motor oil. What can they do with it?
Okay, so that's the same thing, household hazardous waste on Patterson Street.
Okay, so that is the one-stop shop right there. And if you don't have one of those, if you're not here in Guilford County, we do have like a link that you can kind of Google and see where your closest place is to drop that off. What about mattresses?
So mattresses, that would also be for bulk pickup. You can put that on your curb and we'll pick it up with your bulk. Bulk is the same week as your recycling week.
Okay, same week as recycling. Someone said, where can you take old lawn mowers and things with gas engines?
Okay, so that's more large items like that, things like refrigerators, things like that. You can take it, there's a county facility that you can take it to. You can look it up online, but we don't take things like that at our household hazardous waste center.
Okay, so when you take it to the county, is that something that you pay for, or is that something that's free?
I believe it's a free service.
Okay. Let's talk styrofoam. Someone's asking if you can recycle styrofoam coolers.
Yeah, okay, so don't put them in your brown carts at home. We are not able to take them through city recycling, but you can drop them off. We've got an example of some styrofoam here, actually. You can drop it off at several locations throughout Greensboro. You can check that out. It's through Tiny Homes Community Development. You can check that out on our website. We have a list of all the places you can drop it off.
All right, and so egg containers and foam mattresses and that kind of stuff, none of that stuff is recyclable.
So no, you shouldn't put any of that in your recycling bin at home. You can drop it off if it's clean, dry, free of tape or labels. You can drop it off at Tiny House Community Development. Just regular styrofoam, nothing like foam mattress pads or anything, just like styrofoam cups.
Okay, and this person's asking, even though you talked about the medicine, they're asking about prescription bottles themselves. Can those be recycled?
Okay, so that one's a little bit tricky because we do have a size requirement. If it is smaller than just for anything, if it is smaller than a Post-it note, just like a regular Post-it note, it's too small to be recycled. So tiny little medicine bottles you should throw away, but if it's a bigger one, they're fine and you can recycle them.
All right, this is a great question. They're asking if recycling for High Point is the same as Greensboro, and so this is a good time to let everybody know they need to check for each kind of municipality.
Yes, so It depends on where you are. Recycling is very localized depending on where your recycling goes. So always check with within your community to see what is and isn't recyclable. For the most part, everything we've gone over is the same. But just check locally. Yeah.
Okay, and tell me why. I mean, so many people are like, well, I don't know if it's really recyclable or not. I'm just gonna throw it in there, and if it is, great, and if it isn't, they'll just do something with it. Why is that an issue?
Yeah, so that's wish cycling, and that causes problems within the recycling industry for like prices of recyclables. If there's a lot of contamination, it lowers the value of the recycling. It causes issues within our machinery, especially if you're recycling something like plastic bags, like plastic grocery bags. Anything like that can tangle the machinery at the recycling facility. That could cause the whole facility to have to shut down, and they'll have to go in and cut out the tangling.
Right, and we don't want to do that because we want to keep the recycling up and we want to keep costs down for sure. All right,
Yeah.
how do you recycle Christmas lights? You bring them to household hazardous waste. How do you recycle glass? You guys have a drop off for that.
Yes, so if you're in the city of Greensboro, this one is kind of different from other places. Some other places, glass, you're going to drop it off. We have 19 glass drop-off locations within the city. You can take your glass there to drop off.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate your help. All of this is going to be in the Who Wants to Know section, so you can look up the information.